Hey guys, I'm Mark with the Ovalrcteam, and I am very excited today because I bought my first plane. Yeah, I got to get that out of my head. You know, you buy a plane, crash a plane. Hopefully that is not the case with this. This is the Horizon Hobby Apprentice STS 1.5 meter plane. It's a smart trainer with safe for the beginner pilot like myself. This is for skill level 1. I am not claiming to be experienced in this, not at all. I'm a total beginner. So if you want to know what it's like to unbox your first plane and go through the same thing that I'm going through, well then this is the video for you. So before we do the unboxing, let's take a look around the box and see what this plane has to offer. On the front of the box, it shows a picture of the plane in the orange, black, and white, and that's the plane that we have inside here. Easy to fly, easily upgradable, smart technology, very durable, and I'm hoping that is true. So we check out the side of the box, and it shows everything that's included. You have two different options. You have the bind and fly, or you have the RTF, the ready to fly. And I got the ready to fly, so hopefully everything is inside this box. Should be the plane, the battery, the charger, the radio, and even batteries for the controller. So when we do open this up, hopefully that has everything inside. So on this side of the box, has a lot of helpful information, tells you about safe technology, beginner mode, intermediate mode, and experience mode. I'll definitely be using beginner mode to get things started. And then in this blue block right here, it's panic recovery mode. Well, that's something I'm definitely gonna be checking out. Apparently if you get the plane out of shape, you can press and hold a button and it'll put it right back in shape again for you so you can recover and continue with your flight. And on the back of the box has another picture of the plane in flight and also says the smartest and best club trainer ever. And again, that's what I'm hoping. That's why I bought this. I did some research and I really feel that this is the plane for me. First, we'll lay the box down here. With the contents removed from the box, we can see that the fuselage is packed real nice and tight. Plastic zip tie around that, holding that in place. We have the book, we have the radio, and now let's start pulling everything out of the styrofoam. The ready to fly version comes with a 3200 11.1 volt 3S LiPo battery. Next, we'll remove the book. We have the batteries for the transmitter. Spectrum DX4E transmitter, and this comes with the ready to fly version. We have a front wheel, some guards, and looks like some rubber bands. This will wrap around the wings, and the wheel will install in the front. In the same spot that the wheel came out of, we have a small box, and that will contain your charger. And this is what the charger looks like. And it also comes with a USB charging cable. Next, we'll remove the tape and lift the wings out. Underneath the wing is your rear wings. Now you can remove the tie strap. And this plastic tie strap has a little tab right here. If you push down on that tab, you can easily slide the tie strap off the fuselage. Everything for the most part seems very well packed. And the fuselage, the body of the plane looks intact. And now we'll get this styrofoam out of our way and start putting it together. Now I think what we need to do is I'm gonna take stuff off the table here and we're gonna look at the book, and we wanna look at the quick start guide and how to put this plane together, and that's what we're gonna do next. First thing we'll do is get the books out of the bag there. Little paper here telling you about your LiPo battery. Quick start guide. And with your new plane you will get an instruction manual, and it's very thick, has a lot of information inside. I already looked inside this manual and I highly recommend reading this before getting started. Step number 1 in the quick start guide tells you to charge your battery. So you want to take your LiPo battery, plug it into the charger, and you have to also plug in the balance wires. And you'll see a positive and a negative up top here. The negative will be where the black wires plug in. Next, you'll take your USB cable, plug that into the charger, and you'll plug this end of the USB cable into a charging block into the wall. When charging your battery, you will see a purple light lit up here. It will blink once, letting you know that the battery is 25% charged, blink twice to let you know that it's 50% charged, or 3 times letting you know it's 75% charged. When the battery is fully charged, that LED light will turn green. And if there's an error or a problem with your battery or the connection, that light will turn a solid red. Step number 2 in the quick start guide is installing the 4 AA batteries in your transmitter. You do that by sliding the door on the back. Then we'll install the 4 batteries. And slide the door back into place. And you can test your transmitter just by flipping the switch up in the middle. The lights will light up right here above the switch. Step number 3 says to install the landing gear. You're going to take these wheels, slide them down into the slot right behind the battery tray, push them down until it snaps into place. Then you're going to take the front wheel, you're going to remove this screw right behind the propeller here, push this wheel and shaft down into place, and then tighten down the screws. Just take your Phillips head screwdriver, insert it through the front. Not sure if you guys can see that. But you're going to loosen up that screw in the front. Don't take it out, just loosen it up. And after you loosen that screw up, you'll be able to remove this pin. Then you're going to insert the wheel, and on the shaft there is a flat spot. You're going to insert the wheel down. If you turn the wheel back and forth just a little bit while you're tightening down on that screw real slowly, you can feel the flat spot on the shaft, and then tighten down the screw all the way. This is what it looks like with our wheels installed. Next we'll need to install the rear fin and the rear wing. You'll insert the fin through the wing and slide it down through the body of the plane. There's a plastic piece right here holding the wing together, and that plastic goes down inside the plastic insert, so it is a little tough to line that up at first. There we go. Looks like our rear wing is snapped into place, and we'll need to install 2 screws right through these holes right here. And you'll install these control arms on the outer hole on each one, on the fin and on the rear wing. And what it looks like on the rear wing, on the very top hole, and then you're going to slide this little piece of plastic to help keep that locked into place. Just like that. Alright, the next thing we'll need to do is we'll need to put the 2 wings together. And you're going to do that using this 2-sided tape. So you should have 2 strips of 2-sided tape that came along with your kit. I have a long piece and a shorter piece. And what you're going to do is you're going to put that tape right here and right here, and you're going to slide the 2 pieces together, slide the carbon tube right inside the other one until it meets tight against. And then after that, you're going to take these 2 guards. There's one for the rear and there's one for the front. And each guard also has 2-sided tape. And after your wings are together, you're going to stick that right on the front, one on the rear, and then we're going to install it on the plane. So let's go ahead and do that right now. So now we're going to take this small piece of 2-sided tape and we're going to install that right here. And the directions say you can use an epoxy to keep the 2 together. I'm just going to stick with the 2-sided tape for now. Going to keep your aileron, I think they're called aileron, wires out of the way here. They're marked left and right. Peel back this half here. Now we're going to insert the tube into the other wing, and before you stick it together, make sure it's lined up really good. Directions say just do your best to line it up. Make sure both ends meet really nice, and I don't know if it's even touching the tape, but we'll press it together the best we can. Be careful, it is styrofoam, so everything you do with the plane you have to be careful making sure not to break it. Push the 2 together nice and tight. And next I'll take the rear piece, the rear protector, that'll go right here. There's a nice cutout in the wing already for it. You can see where it's just going to fit real nice on there. This already does have the 2-sided tape right on it. Remove the backing and we'll install this guard. Press that down into place. And now we'll install the one on the front. Remove the backing on that. This one has a little bit more of a curve to it than the back piece. You can definitely tell which one goes where. Line that up. Make sure the two pieces are together, line that up, and push that down into place. Looks like some tape or vinyl covering your wires. You want to leave that. You want to leave that on there. There's a piece of tape holding this control arm down. We're going to remove this also. Be careful removing the tape because it does stick fast to the styrofoam. And we'll remove the other piece of tape that's holding our wing. Pull that back out of the way carefully. Now we're ready to install the control arms, and they'll go on the outermost hole on each arm here. Next we'll install this control arm right here, and it does go in the hole farthest away from the wing on that top hole right there. And don't forget to slide. There's a little rubber band on that. Slide that rubber band close to the end. That'll help keep that together, and that's what it looks like when that's all together. I'm going to do the same for the other side. Next thing we'll need to do is install the wing onto the plane. And before you set it down on top of the fuselage, you're going to need to connect the aileron wires. They are marked left and right. So we'll connect those now. Next, you'll want to center up the wing with the body of the plane. Next, we'll install the 8 rubber bands. 2 go crossways, the other 2 go the long ways, and I believe you double up on the rubber bands. It doesn't really say, it just says to install all 8 rubber bands. There's knobs on each side of the body, and we're going to go across the plane. So I have one installed already right across the wing of the plane. Going to install another one. Be careful because there is a lot of tension on these rubber bands. You're going to need to hold the plane down just like that. You're going to take another one and go front to back on each side. Just like that. Wow. I'm just waiting for this rubber band to go flying, but we have all 8 rubber bands installed, ready to move on to the next step. Step number 4 says to find a suitable flying area, which we have out back here. Step number 5 says turn your transmitter on, and at the very top, make sure that you have the switch to disarm. That way when you go to plug in your battery, the prop won't move if the controls are not in the right position. Step number 6 says to flip the plane over, and we're going to install the battery. We have a trap door here, just slide that latch over. That's for your LiPo battery. We're going to plug the LiPo battery into the plane. Makes a couple series of beeps even with the switch off. Now you want to make sure that your battery is strapped down. And we have our battery installed and strapped down. We can close the battery door. Make sure that your transmitter is turned on first, that there's no throttle applied, and make sure that switch is switched to disarm. Now we can go ahead and turn the plane on. Just underneath the wing on the left hand side is your switch. Okay, now we're going to turn the switch on. After a couple seconds, the plane initializes, the rudder's moving back and forth. The rear wing is angled slightly upward. The wings on the side, I think they're called the ailerons, they are level with the plane. And we have a green LED light on the front of the plane, so I believe we are ready to fly. Now we can kind of go through a check to make sure everything's working. So as far as the transmitter goes, there's a lot of switches and controls. On the top right hand side, there's an arm disarm switch. On the top left hand side, there's a pilot mode. You can operate in beginner, intermediate, or advanced mode. There's a button right in front of that, and that says bind/panic button. You can bind the controller to the plane if it ever becomes unbound, or you can use the panic button if the plane gets out of shape while you're flying it and you need to get it back to normal flying. Just hit the panic button. You can leave go of the controls, hit the panic button and hold it, and that'll level the plane off so you can fly it again. So I don't have any experience at flying a plane yet, so I don't know what all the controls do. Down the road, in another video, I will explain to you guys what all that does. But this is what I know so far. So I hope you enjoyed the video, the unboxing of the Horizon Hobby E-Flight Apprentice STS. I can't wait to get out there and fly this plane. The very first flight I'm going to do with this plane is a water takeoff and a water landing. I'm not sure how that's going to go, but it should be interesting to watch. So keep watching the channel and look for those videos. Please subscribe to my channel. You can also join my Facebook group. That's the Ovalrc. I'm Mark with the Ovalrc, and we'll see you next time.